What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's raining in Chicago this morning, so you're going to hear that thunder outside. But I'm going to say this, man. Tupac Shakur. Um, I've criticized Pac on this channel for the way he handled certain things leading up to his unfortunate demise. But I have to say this. Tupac Shakur is the most impactful rap artist of all time to me. Seriously. Pac died at 25 years old. He had a total of, I believe, 5 albums before his death. And I'm not counting I'm talking about 5 albums he really recorded, not the ones that were released posthumously after he was already deceased. At 25 years old, to have 5 albums, a large body of work like that, shows that man's work ethic. But not just the work ethic, though. The type of songs he was making songs that was providing social commentary to police brutality, to teenage pregnancy, to gang violence, to violence within our own community, black community, talking about racism, right? All of these messages he put in popular songs that was played around the world, like around the world. These were like hit songs that he was putting these messages in. Keep your head up. He putting these messages in, Brenda's Got a Baby wasn't like this world-renowned hit, but it was a special song, right? You got all of these, listen, Pac's so impactful. Every Mother's Day in Chicago, Dear Mama gets played. I'm sure it's just not in Chicago. I'm just speaking on my experience, where I'm at. But every Mother's Day, they play Dear Mama all the time, right? And that just shows you what type of impact the man had musically, right? When you think about all the songs he's had, you're like, man, you hear Changes. Because he provided so many different sides of himself, where, again, a lot of mainstream artists at that time, they were just focused on making hits. They weren't focused on trying to put messages in songs. It was about, let's turn out this next hit for the people to love. Let's turn out this next hit for the people to love. He was doing both, putting out hits and then putting messages in songs. And even the songs that didn't have messages, he still had messages within the album, full of them hits. You know what I mean? So, and then I think about this too, right? As y'all know, I'm a brother at Kappa Alpha Psi. The chapter I belong to, shout out to the Dirty Theta Mu. Theta Mu song is, and bit like the actual song, our main Stroll song. Like the Stroll song, all the Noops in the chapter get up and get live to, you hear me, and go crazy, is Ambitions as a Rider. Ambitions as a Rider came out, 95, 96, right? This 2024, the young boys that then came through the chapter, they wasn't alive when this came out. They weren't alive, like you know what I mean? I was only 3 when it came out, right? They weren't, like this is something that you feel like will be well beyond them. And they still feel that shit in their soul because it's so impactful. It just hits so hard. And that's how you open up the fucking the album too. Like, first of all Eyes on Me is amazing. Oh my God. An amazing album, right? But when I hear certain people use certain cadences, the image he had, you know what I mean? People were trying to use a certain image he had. You've seen Ja Rule and them try to copy them images. You've seen, you know what I mean? With the bandanas and all of that. And I don't know if DMX got his shirt off situation. Did he get that from Pac? You know what I mean? But people took their shirt off. But you know what I mean? Like, he was very influential. I remember even Lil Zane he was using the Pac flow throughout his delivery all the time. And it just shows you, like, and there's a lot of rappers doing that, how big of an artist he really was. You know what I mean? Like to this day, people try to remake Pac songs over and over because they want to be a part of that. I want to, you know what I mean, embody either what he was feeling on these songs or pay homage. You know, like I sit and I think about all the different, like, as an adult, right? This is when you really get to feel music in a different way than what you did as a kid. When I hear Picture Me Rolling and then he talking at the end, like first of all, the whole song, like, I don't know, it does something to my spirit. It uplifts me in the morning, especially when I was still going into the office for work all the time. It did something to my soul. You know what I mean? Like, when I listen to stuff like, even like All Eyes on Me. What? Like, man, bro, I don't know. Him and Big Psych on there, they just do something to me. You know, Do for Love. That's my mama. That is her song. She play that all the time. You hear me? My mama be bumping that. My mama love picture me rolling. Cause she always say she gonna be in a Benz one day. You feel me? Like that is her goal, you know. And I'm listening to all this different music. I'm listening to, I didn't say it, Dear Mama. You hear two of America's Most Wanted. Like, bro, like that going back and forth with him and Snoop. That shit rappers be doing that all the time now. A lot of rappers do that, going back and forth through songs. I think about Styles and Jada Kiss. You hear me going back and forth on songs. Like, that was beautiful. Then, I swear to God, I'm thinking like, oh, who killing it hard? Who killing it harder? Who killing it harder? Till Pac said, and they wonder how I live with 5 shots. Niggas is hard to kill from my block. Like, I don't know, man. It's a certain type of feel. Even diss records. Hit 'Em Up is a song. Now, again, that song is very, very disrespectful. Very disrespectful and unruly and wild. And people say that's the purpose of a diss song, right? But to this day, that song is looked at as one of the greatest diss tracks of all time. Like, people really, really go to that song for, like, when we talk about diss tracks, great diss tracks, people put that up in the top 5, top 3 a lot of times. So like it's either Ether. Some people say top. Some people say the top one. Some people say Ether. Go back between Hit 'Em Up, No Vaseline. It's often a toss up between those 3 records, right? And yeah, man, like even All About You. Like, come on, man. Like it's just so many different tracks. I Get Around. Like I remember, like when I got to college, right? You know, I was homesick when I first got out there, so I'm a big music connoisseur. So again, music hits different when you're older, right? And you went through some life experiences or whatever and all of that. And matter of fact, this is really like my sophomore year of college. And I'm listening to I Get Around. It's a party song. Like it's like a song about having fun and, you know, kicking it with the ladies, kicking it with the women. And at the time, I was trying to kick it with the girls. You know what I mean? So and I'm listening to that song and I'm looking at the video, how much fun they was having. And again, how quality that song is. That's well before Death Row. You know what I mean? Again, Brenda's Got a Baby. You listen to all these different songs. Even So Many Tears. You know, damn, I'm thinking of what song I was thinking of. I ain't talking about California Love. What other song I was talking about? Me Against the World. Me Against the World, man. Like, shout out to Tupacalypse Now and all that, and that album too. But yeah, from I Ain't Mad at You. He had a song for every different type of emotion. Whether you want to be an activist, whether you want to be a soldier in your life, whether you want to uplift women, whether you want to talk about, you know, teen pregnancy, whether you want to talk about brothers being too harsh to each other in the neighborhoods, whether you want to talk about kicking it with some girls, having a good time. Like when I hear Run the Streets, what? Misha Leona snapping him and her and Pac putting together a masterpiece. You know what I mean? Whether you want to talk about being pissed off at a person that you know, you got a beef with, whether you just want to have a good time. He had a song for every type of occasion. And at only 25 years old, I can only imagine the discography he would have by now. Pac would have had about 20 albums right now. At least, at minimum 20. Because that's just the pace he was going at. He died at 96, 25 years old. So just over the span of, let's just say even to like 2004, 2005. What? You couldn't tell me. You can't tell me in the span of, not 2006, in the span of 10 years, you couldn't tell me that Pac wouldn't have had at least 6, 7 more albums at the rate he was going. Come on, man. Like he just had an unworldly, unimaginable work ethic. And he was dedicated to music, dedicated to the fans, dedicated to putting his presence out there musically for the world to consume. And Again, Hail Mary. What the fuck? How did I? Come on, legendary tracks, iconic tracks with iconic opening words. People remember the opening words to these tracks more than they remember like some people hold discography. They remember Pac's opening words to these songs. So yeah, I don't think we will have an artist who will be as impactful as him. Most times, I see when white folks start their reaction channels to hip hop music, they start with Tupac Shakur. And again, I think Pac didn't become big in Death. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was already a big time artist before Death. Like, now Death, of course, it gave him a boost, but he was already a mega star before being deceased. He was already making new movies, being in Hollywood, being a leading man in movies, and dating the who's of the top actresses and all of that. Not saying that makes you a good, an impactful artist, but I'm just saying like he was already a star before his death. Because some people be like, oh, he was only big because he died, but yeah, man, like I just think dude had a different reach to the public, man, to the masses. That's my opinion. Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out. Peace.